Hey, it's Brandon Hemming with BrandonHemming.com. I wanted to thank you so much for jumping in here. Tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about living a leveraged life, both physically and financially. Specifically this evening, you're going to talk about my story and why I love and why I'm so passionate about health and wellness and what happened to me in my life to make me that way. So stand by and we'll just check it out in just a second.
Because it's really cool and so easy to do, but most of us don't do it. Life is short, really, really short.
Hey, it's Brandon Hemming here with BrandonHemming.com, aka the Hemingway. Yes, lighting kind of sucks. I'm actually working. Such is the life of a busy parent, right? Busy dad trying to just make things work and do the best he possibly can. So some of you, I'm going to try to get where the light's a little bit better. Hey, there we go. You can actually see me. Or I can see you. Hey. But anyway, so I wanted to actually, some of you might know, I know some of you actually subscribed to or liked our page, and we really thank you for that so much. And as you come on, just say hey and where you coming from, and I'd love to just give you a shout out. So one of the things, my life, I'm married, got two little ones, a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. Super excited about being a dad and being a husband and all that good stuff. But mostly I want to live a life of leverage, right? And one of the things I like to leverage and I want to give a story on is my health, right? Something, and the reason why I kind of gravitate towards talking about health and nutrition and fitness and that sort of thing. I also talk about finances, so health, both physically and financially. So for me, my kind of story, I was a big skeptic when it came to health and wellness. I knew enough to kind of be dangerous, but when I'm 45 now, I was 30 and recently married to my beautiful bride now. So I was recently married, a couple years into it. You're excited. We were like, oh, this is great. This is wonderful. This is what we really want to do. And, we had all the future, right? So we were like excited about our future. It's like, whoa, we're going to grow old together, have kids, have the family, and in reality, I was kind of terrified. I was excited. It's kind of, I call it terrified, excited, like when we had our kids, like, oh my gosh, they're going to let me take these kids home. But, I was terrified that my wife would find out that maybe I wasn't as great as she really thought I was, and it was kind of, I was raised to believe, and this might be a little old school, forgive me if it is, but that's just how I was raised, was, hey, Steve, man, what's up, brother? But anyway, I was raised to believe that man took care of his wife. He was the protector, he was a provider, and what I didn't realize is things were about to come kind of crashing down. I was a paramedic working long hours, a little decent pay, but working long hours. I dealt with society's best and society's worst. Those of you who know what I'm talking about, Dalen, you know that, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Steve, you probably do too, brother. But I had a workplace exposure which landed me with medication that increased my risk of liver failure by 70% just by taking it. And I didn't drink, but thankfully, if I had 1 ounce of alcohol, that one drink would actually take that chance of liver failure up to like 85 or 90%. And, to say that I was terrified was an understatement. I was scared, taking this medicine. It's like, it scared me, but I wasn't going to let anybody know. But then I started having chest pain. And I was freaking out. I was like, chest pain? Because I'm like, I actually, just like my grandfather. My grandfather was, he had 2 heart attacks before he was 40 and died of a massive stroke when he was 50. And here I was 30, newly married, scared to death, and now I'm having chest pain. And the kind of chest pain that if I was the paramedic talking to someone, I would treat them for a cardiac event. And so, yeah, I was kind of terrified. Sometimes knowing too much is a lot worse, right? So, I go to the doctor, get checked out. Turns out it was a GI issue. It was gastric, it was a GERD is what they actually called it. But the problem is that they ran a bunch of tests, sent me to see my family doc. All right, cool. I go in and, I'm waiting for the results, and kind of sitting there. I'm kind of terrified, wonder what the heck's going on. And, thinking, it's just acid reflux. My blood pressure was actually high. Had this new medicine for acid reflux. And then the doctor tells me that I've got triglycerides were like over 700. Yes, that's the 700. My overall cholesterol was in the 400s. My good cholesterol was low, like less than 20. And basically he told me I was a walking time bomb because he couldn't calculate the cardiovascular risk factor. So, I'm thinking, gee, thanks, doc, right? So I'm sitting there in the office and I'm like, okay, I can handle this. I'm a paramedic. He's a doctor. We can figure this stuff out. My palms are sweating. My mouth is dry. I felt like I ate like a bucket of sand, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was anxious. How toes were tapping and I was scared, and then so he says, here's your blood pressure medicine. Here's some medicine, refill for your acid reflux. Cool, doc, no problem. And then he hands me a piece of paper. And I'm thinking, what the heck is this, right? He's handing me a freaking piece of paper? Seriously, dude? A piece of paper. And what's on this paper really, well, it pissed me off. I was mad. I was marrying a hornet. And because it was on there, it was the 4 food groups. There was fruits and vegetables and all this kind of stuff. And he says, yeah, go ahead and just eat more fruits and vegetables. He said, because all the cholesterol medicines that we have are hard on your liver, and because you're taking this other medicine, 95% chance you'll have liver failure. Thanks, doc. Appreciate that. So this is the best you have is a piece of paper? Rock on. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. And so, I was angry, and then I pouted for a few days because, I felt defeated, and I felt like, I felt like, he punched me in the gut and then patted me on the butt and sent me out of my way, right? I was totally defeated. So, after I was done doing my pouting and that sort of thing, I got to work, got my butt up off the couch, and I said, okay, totally engrossed myself in research, and I started looking and finding and asking questions. But here's the thing, again, I'm a huge skeptic. I was like, but I was forced into this, right? And I was like, all right, so that's fine. This natural mumbo jumbo stuff, okay, what do I have? What choice do I have? So, spent 6 months, found a naturopathic doctor. Barely, changed my diet and kind of went on some medicines and stuff like that. But in 6 months, I was off of everything. My blood pressure pills, I was off of blood pressure medicine. I was off of my acid reflux medicine. My triglycerides were like less than 100. My total cholesterol was below 80. My good cholesterol was in the 50s, I think it was. I was like, dude, rock on. I was happy. But then, I'm like, wait a second, this stuff works. Natural medicine, like putting whole foods in your body and all this kind of stuff. It's kind of crazy. But the problem was it cost like $500-600 a month. I couldn't afford that stuff. I couldn't keep doing that. And so for 13 years, I've been working on programs and supplements and different things and kind of taking me down. It was a huge expense, right? So, just trying to provide the proper nutrition to my body and getting everything else done. So what I found is, high quality nutrition, a system that combines the power of like Mediterranean diet and all this good stuff. Steve, what's up, brother? And yes, eating whole foods, exercise, moderate exercise, toxin-free living, kind of keeping all that crap out of your system, right? Seems like a win-win to me, and so honestly, I'm no longer a skeptic, obviously. As a matter of fact, I'm a huge proponent. I guess they say sometimes the biggest skeptics are the biggest proponents. They're actually supporters for everything, And so what I'm doing, and if you want to be a part of it, I'm building a program that's based on all of my research, all of my experience, the trials, errors, the thousands of dollars that I have spent on different programs and different things to kind of come up with something that actually works for busy parents, right? Busy dads. I don't have time to sit and meal prep for 6 days, for like, I don't have time. I've got kids. I got a wife. I just don't have that. I don't have time to take 2 hours out of my day to exercise every single day. But what I found is you don't have to, and it's kind of cool. And while I'm actually in the process of building all this stuff, you can just drop a message in the comments and let me know that you'd like to be included in on it. And if that's something you would like to have, it's going to be free. I'm giving free stuff away all the time, and just based on my research. And if you'd like to be included and just kind of be up to date, put your email in the comments and let me know. And here's the thing, it's busy dads, so we can be there for our families, for our wives, to our kids, to protect them, to love them, you know, and to be the example. I mean, what better thing can you give as an example for your family than to actually give them nutrition, give them health, you know, and not just like being like Mr. Universe or something, but give them health, you know. And that's something I'm kind of working on, and I hope that this channel is kind of this page will help you do that same thing. And if I can provide any sort of information for you, please let me know. Like again, you know, here I'm trying to help people live a leveraged lifestyle. That's what I'm trying to do. Live leveraged. And that's both becoming a little bit healthier, both financially, both physically, so that you can give back to the world, man, you know. And that's my heart, right? I want to give it to you guys. So if that's you, drop you can private message me, whatever, I don't care, just reach out, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Life is short, really, really short.